Hey, I'm Shelly.
And I'm Angela.
And this is Real Talk Dating Exposed,
where we talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly of dating in your 40s.
All right, on this episode, we are talking about whether or not size matters.
Does it?
I mean, you tell me.
I mean, they say size is everything.
Right? Does size matter? I guess we'll start with the
obvious.
The tried and true. Yeah, like, does size matter in the bedroom?
Uh-huh.
I mean, I'm going to lean with no. I feel like it's more like the motion in the ocean than the size of the boat. I'm being serious.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
Yeah, no, I would agree with that for sure. Yeah, I would agree with that.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, listen, to a lot of people, size does matter, but I think there's plenty of more things that we're supposed to be looking out for than what's happening down there with someone,
The tool.
Yeah. But we're going to talk about other topics too, where size could potentially matter or not when it comes to dating.
Like the size of their bank account.
Yeah. So again, I think with me, it's more, do you pay your bills? Are you self-sufficient? I care less about the size of your bank account. And quite frankly, at this age, I don't really want to mesh my bank account with someone else's bank account.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But what if it's at the point where like the size of their bank account is so small that they can't go on vacations?
Okay, I don't love that.
They can't go out to dinner.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if it's affecting our lifestyle, and I'm not saying let's be bougie. And quite frankly, I wouldn't even expect someone to pay for my trip, but if you want to do nice things, I want to be able to do, not over the top, but you still want to be able to I want to maintain the level of lifestyle that I have. More would be nice, but it's not necessary. But yeah, if it's like, hey babe, we got to Netflix and chill tonight because,
we don't have the money.
We don't have the money for Texas Roadhouse. We have fucking problems.
Which, by the way, is your favorite restaurant.
I love that place. Don't get me twisted. I'm a frequenter, regular, but I feel like that would be a problem. I mean, how do you feel about it?
Yeah, no, I would agree. I think lifestyle, like we've worked really hard to be where we're at, and everybody does. And so, yeah, you don't want to have this built up resentment where it's like, I've fucking worked this hard. I want to be able to go on vacation or go out to a dinner and not feel bad about it.
Totally.
And so, yeah.
Do you feel like on the flip side?
And I feel like you would have resentment,
yeah,
like over time. Because then my thought's like, well, what if you just pay? Like you want this life.
If you just paid?
This is your person. Then you're like, okay, well, I'll just cover the trip. Well, that's going to happen once. And then you're going to think about murdering him in his sleep. So
yeah, no, so that's not a way to go. Yeah.
No.
Do you feel like on the flip side though, if someone has too much money, that could be a potential downfall?
I think it just depends on who they are as a human.
Okay. Because I feel like mo money, mo problems. Who just said that? Kat in our last one? Yeah, I do think sometimes money can be the cause of a lot of more issues. I'm not saying everyone doesn't want to feel comfy, but I do think excessive amounts can lead to other issues.
Yeah. I mean, that's what they say.
They say. Yeah. So I think depending on the person.
Mm-hmm. Next.
All right. Much discussed on our podcast is height. Does size, AKA height, matter?
Yeah, I know Kat had said it doesn't. And I think what opened my eyes was when she broke it down to like statistics, right? Where it's like, and I don't remember them off the top of my head, but it was a very small percentage of men are like over 6 feet tall.
I think you were like down to like, if you break it down, over 6 foot, that was like in your region, whatever you're talking, like 4% of.
Yeah, I was going to say 4% was in my head. Yeah.
4% of humanity that you're matching with.
Yeah. And so, I mean, I've been on here from day one saying like, I'm tall, I'm 5'9", and height does matter. Thankfully I'm not in a position where I have to question that, but I feel like, I don't know. I feel like it does for me.
Yeah.
I feel like it does for me.
Because you don't want to
date. I wouldn't want to date someone shorter than me.
Yeah.
I'm already like a strong personality. I feel like I would just like
manhandle them,
peer over them and talk down to them.
So you feel like they wouldn't, so they can't be shorter and masculine.
No.
So at what level, what height do they become non-mat? Like they have to be taller than you for you to feel like that's a man, like a man. Where you feel like they're manly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. We know where I am. I mean, we're on the other end of the spectrum, right? Yeah. I'm 5'2.5".
But would you date someone shorter than you?
I mean, I think that would be hard to find, but I mean, I've dated like 5'5", 5'6". That's fine for me. So I'm not really into the height as much. Yeah. But I'm also shorter, so I get what you're saying. If I was taller.
Yeah, what if he was 5 foot?
Yeah. I mean, no offense to any 5-footers out there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Muscles.
Muscles. Does
The
size
size
matter?
of his muscles matter.
I feel like my whole life they've mattered, and that is part of my problem.
Yeah.
And no, not anymore. I feel like, if anything, it's a red flag to me if someone's too into that.
Why? Because it's a sign of like narcissism.
Yeah, and I know that's blanket. I'm not saying all are, but yeah, I mean, I think my whole journey now is veering away from the norm. So like, not that I'm like I don't find that attractive, but I'm more in the land now of like, hey, let's go for what you wouldn't normally go for, which would be muscles. And like dad bod's not even fucking mad at that either. Can't say I really dated someone that way. Yeah. But would I be open? At this point in my life, yes.
Yeah. I feel like maybe you should hang out at the yoga studio. Find yourself a little yogi.
Yogi. Oh, they're usually
long
shredded.
and lean.
Long and lean.
Yeah.
Like string beans.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yes.
It matters.
Yeah. I don't want...
It goes back to like the masculine. They have to be tall and muscular.
Yeah. Like if I need some defending, I want to feel confident that he's going to be able to like...
What if they did karate?
That's
like a self-defense master.
That's like secret strength.
Yeah, but that skill can protect you. Like you don't.
Yeah.
There is a sense of masculinity that can be had with someone that doesn't look it. Because there's some pussy ass jacked men. I'm just saying.
Yeah. No, I can see that.
Yeah.
I mean,
just
I think
flipping
it's
the script.
Yeah. I think it's just a feeling, right?
Yeah.
So yeah. I mean, if you can chop some wood and kick a brick, I guess I should be fine.
Oh my God. Change a tire? I mean, that's pretty masculine. All right. I can't do that,
I feel
by
like
the way.
a man that can't change a tire
is fucking problematic. Can you change a tire?
No.
Okay, me neither.
No.
All right. Friend group size. Does size matter? So like if they're kind of like Lone Ranger and they're like, no, or they have one really good friend versus, oh my God, babe, it's Saturday night. Like, and every weekend they're looking to hang out with their like 20 some friends. Like where do you err on that?
I'm more quality over quantity.
Yeah.
So if he has like 5 or 20 really good connecting relationships, that's cool.
Yeah. Do you feel like it's possible to have 20 really connecting relationships?
Because if you think about the time and effort that it puts in to like cultivate that, build that, and then keep it going, the answer is no. Now, if he didn't have any, I think that'd be a problem because then I would feel like I'm the only one and only.
Yeah. But you don't feel like that would show in other problems? Like, I get
inability,
inability
to have a connection or build a bond or relate. I mean, all of that thing.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I agree on both fronts. I think at this age, especially with our lifestyle, we're at an age where we just want quality around because we don't have that much time, right? Yeah. So like in my free time, if I'm talking or hanging out with someone, I want it to be people that I genuinely connect with, and usually that's smaller. And I do feel like if they had none, that would be a problem. But I prefer, a couple close ride or dies.
Yeah,
personally,
I agree. Yeah. Size of the ego. Do we want it big or do we want it small?
Good Lord. I mean, no one loves a huge, ginormous ego.
No.
Back in the day.
It's so unattractive.
But I feel like, wasn't there ever an age where you found it attractive? I used to think that was like so sexy. Like, oh, they think who they are. Like, I was so into like ego.
Yeah.
It's just because to me, I equated that to like masculinity. Mm-hmm. Like they'll protect me and all these things, but like not realizing that what comes with ego oftentimes is like the narcissism and the.
Yeah. Well, it's like a fake confidence.
For sure. Which actually as we've gotten older, haven't realized that a lot of ego comes from insecurity.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Or like not knowing who you are.
Right.
So I feel like back in the day, ego was like sexy AF to me. Now it's like I run for the hills.
Yeah.
Too much. But do you think there's a healthy level of ego?
I think if you're aware of it, like there's times where you and I will have conversations. I'm like, oh, there's the ego. I think that we're human. Could you be a human and not have ego at all? I feel like you're Gandhi at that point.
Yeah, I agree.
Like,
yeah. But like, don't we strive? I agree. I think it's being mindful of it and not living in that space all the time, right? Like, I don't think either one of us would do well with someone who was just ego driven and operated in life based on ego.
No, I feel like I'd call it out and then his ego would get hurt and then it would just inflate even more. It would not be good.
It would spiral downhill. Yeah. All right. Does size matter? Brain size. Meaning street smarts versus book smarts. Like, how much does each of those come into play or matter to you?
Both.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you want a blend of both.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't with ChatGPT, we don't need to be book smart anymore.
I know. Honestly. Do you feel like that's somewhat tragic? I know.
No, I feel like it's amazing. Yeah. Although there was this video I saw on Instagram the other day where it was this guy and it was him trying to have a conversation, and it was 20 years after ChatGPT was introduced or whatever, and he's walking around and making gorilla sounds, but trying to have a conversation. And I'm I could ChatGPT, I'm going off on a tangent now, is my Google.
Yeah.
Because it's not I feel with Google, you have to type something in.
Yeah, but it doesn't talk to you back.
You have to type it in, and then you still have to read and figure it out. ChatGPT
handles it all. I feel like that's going to be severely detrimental though to youth, and now at this age we're yes, #goals, right?
Yeah, it'll answer my question and be do you want me to put together a proposal for you? I'm sure
you may. Yeah, mine's actually great. Australian. Do you ever talk to your guy? Oh my God, I put it Australian.
That is so funny. Okay, brain size. So I think it's both. I think it's someone who has the common sense and the street smarts to figure something out, and then also has a little bit of beef to back them up.
Yeah. I probably err more on the street smart over book smart.
Yeah.
And I think that's just coming from back east. I want someone that's we're not going to get pickpocketed if we're in New York City, because they're aware of surroundings. You know what I mean? I was raised around that. Book smarts, I think you could be super intelligent and not be educationally driven. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Not have to do well and maybe never did well in school, but still a super intelligent human in a different way.
I agree. So, you know what I want to be big and swinging around?
Please enlighten me.
Ambition.
Okay, I love that all day long.
I just want that. Just throw it in my face. Yeah.
I'm dying. Oh my God, I'm fucking dying. Oh my God, I can't. Okay.
What about you?
Ambition, yeah. I like my ambition big and hard as well. I'm dying. Oh my God. I will say, if there's one thing I like big, it's definitely that. Oh my God, I'm fucking dying. Tears.
Dick sand moment
for sure.
Oh God.
Oh my God. But on a serious note, yeah, ambition is probably
yeah,
we are not fucking with small ambition.
All right. I'm dying. Pulling it in. Okay. All right, next one.
Okay. Okay.
I'm just dying with Justin over there in the corner.
Laughing. I know. Oh my God, I cannot.
Okay. Family size.
Does size matter? All right. Fucking woosah. All right. Family size. I mean, listen, everyone has different stories and pasts, right? I think it's more what emphasis do they put on, if they don't have a big family, but they'll respect your family, that they're family oriented, I think is more important to me than how big or small.
Yeah. And coming from someone who
You're still crying.
I know, mascara running down my face. I think coming from someone who may have some personal challenges with family, I understand that we don't necessarily get to pick our family, right? And so I think for me, I have a little bit more empathy and compassion around that. Not that you don't.
For sure.
I just think, would I love someone with a big family? Yeah, because family is everything, right? And I didn't really ever have that. But I also understand that things happen, and my concern would be maybe not a healthy relationship with the family and continuing to sit in that cycle. Yeah. That would not be okay for me.
Agree. And I feel sometimes with big families, there's,
a lot there.
Family fucking drama.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on. Does size matter? The size of their crib. Do we care if you're pulling up and it's trailer home, or they live in an apartment or a condo versus they live in Paradise Valley in a $3 million. At what point does it matter or not matter? Does it ever matter?
I don't think it matters. I have my own house. You have your own house.
Yeah.
I don't think it matters.
No. Does it matter that they have a house at least?
As opposed to a car?
Or one or the other. I'm just saying, or as opposed to living with mom and dad.
Mom? Is that you?
And dad?
We've talked about the mom and dad situation, and I think where I feel it would be okay is if they're elderly and they're taking care of them.
Yeah. But if it was a house versus a car, now that we're going that route.
Yeah. A homeless person in a car? No.
Yeah. No, but what if they rented and they had a gangster car? We don't care if they rent either.
Because then Oh, they rent and they have
a nice
no,
car.
because then I feel like you're leading with
Superficial.
materialistic. Like, wouldn't you rather have a nice home where you can like live in your own space?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Deal breaker.
Yeah.
All right. While we're on that, does the size of their car matter? Like if you had a dude and he pulled up in like a Pinto, do they even make those anymore?
No, but they have
or a buggy?
modern day.
The little?
Yeah, the little like.
Oh, the Fiats.
I mean, this goes back to like.
Would you fit in a Fiat?
I feel like I'd fit in a Fiat, but maybe a little tight. Maybe a little tight. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like, and this is my own issue. I feel like that's not a man.
If they don't have a big car.
Or like you're rolling around in it. I mean,
like
because let's be honest, if you're taller than me and you have muscles, you're not getting in and out of a little car like that.
Yeah, true story. Okay.
So,
touche.
What about a Vespa?
I mean,
rolls in, beep, 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 beep. Gives you your helmet.
No, thank you.
You wouldn't get on?
I mean, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest.
Okay. All right. Do we want to talk about deep talks versus memes? Oh,
yeah. Memes. So is the size of their emotional capacity. So are they just like that surface memer? Is that a word? No,
it is now.
Are they surface memer or like do they get down with deep talks? But then also if there's too many deep talks all the time, there's
you got to lighten it up with a meme every now and then, right?
Does it matter? Yeah, meme it in there. I feel like that does matter. I've dated people that couldn't go deep at all and like you couldn't crack the surface and I can't at this point.
What if like they're upset and they respond with a sad face meme, like a pouty couch on the meme on the
thing? I fucking hate that so much.
Yeah, and because it shows you like
just emotion. Well, what do you?
Yeah, like
it's emotional immaturity. Maybe that's what it is. Like sit with your feelings and then come to me with like not a fucking emoji.
Yeah.
I can't think of who that was. I know who you're.
I know who you're talking about.
Okay,
yes,
we're talking about.
Yeah,
we went through this. So yeah, I definitely think a level of emotional intelligence and being able to express that and communicate that to your person is like super fucking important.
Yeah, and not hide behind a picture
or gifts or.
Or
reels and just send you that to communicate. I actually think I hate nothing more.
I think what you should do next time that happens is communicate back with it and see how long you guys can go back and forth with it.
I feel like that would be their love language though, when I'm just like trying to tap out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you agree?
I
agree.
In terms
of emotional capacity?
Yeah.
Okay.
So next one, size of their baggage.
Oh man. So I feel like everyone has some, right? I feel like if they carry it well, I don't want to fucking carry it. You know what I mean? Like keep that baggage over on your back. That's how I feel.
But don't you feel like if it's on their back, they're going to get fucking tired and have you carried every now and then?
Yeah. I mean, I love these right now, our analogies.
Yeah.
I feel like to a degree, I think being mindful of it and making sure it doesn't affect your person, or at least trying to like minimize and get shit out of the bag along the way. If you're still carrying it, ideally we want to show up or have people show up with none. But like, how often is that happening?
Well, what if they're walking and you're like, take that 100-pound baggage off your back, and they're like, what bag?
Yeah, well, that's a fucking problem.
Yeah,
if they're unaware.
And I feel like we all have our own baggage, but you can sort through it. Like we just learned with Al, right? So if you haven't sorted through it and you're just lugging it back on and piling it on, then
it's a problem.
You're gonna be looking like Quasimodo, and then we have a problem.
And most importantly, don't be bringing anyone on that walk.
No.
Unload that shit first.
Yeah.
Right?
Unpack it.
Put
it away.
All right.
What about the size of the tip?
The tip of the what? No. I'm kidding. Whether they're like a 10%er or a 20%er when you're out, I feel like
gratuity.
That is a huge, tip gratuity. Yeah. I feel like that's huge for me. I'm like such a giver. I also come from that hospitality world all through college, bartending, all the things. Me, like it has to be really bad. And listen, there's some shitty people out there that don't deserve the 20, but like I feel like if you're that cheap when you don't need to be, there's nothing more that I hate.
What if you're at Starbucks and the tip thing comes up and they're like, no, not tipping. Do you tip at Starbucks?
I mean, I don't tip at any of those places. Call me crazy. Sorry, workers. I feel like they put a prompt in front of you now everywhere when I'm like, dude, realistically, you're doing your fucking job and you're getting paid to do that. So why am I going to tip you?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You're not bringing it to me at a table. This isn't a restaurant. So no, like Jamba Juice, Starbucks. I mean,
What if they like know your name and they know your drink? Like they give you that personalized experience.
Okay, once in a while. Yeah, if I'm feeling like I'm not, and I'm not cheap. If anything, I'm a super giver.
Yeah.
But I feel like on the regular, it's a no. You know?
So if you're on your first date, service is good and you look down and he tips 10%.
I'm like totally turned off and feel like I wouldn't be able to go on without addressing
Would you say anything?
I mean, at some point I feel like I would have to because it would bother me that much.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah, no, I'm the same way.
Too?
Because I'm also a giver.
Yeah.
Like
so I feel like it would just be like, hey, what made you feel like that was what you should be giving?
I don't even know if there's ever been a time where I've tipped someone 10% because I'm just like.
I think even when I'm angry and they suck ass, it's like 15.
Yeah.
You know?
You just never know. Like
what's happening or what they're going through. Agree. Like, but I feel like that would be a big thing for me.
Yeah. Okay, so size of the tip matters.
Yeah.
Okay.
Energy size. So if they're like super
tired,
just more like even keeled energies or like big in their energy. Like, what do you prefer? Does it matter? Like if someone
even
that's like
keel.
go.
I feel like I'm more even keel though.
Yeah, you are. But if
I would prefer that. If someone's like always like go, I'd be like, calm the fuck down.
Out. Yeah.
Yeah, I would.
You don't feel like something that balances you though? Because you're more even?
No, I feel like I have to like overcompensate. Like I have to be even more keel.
When they're too much. Yeah. I can see that. And I agree with that. All right. Career size. So like meaning like how ambitious, I guess, are they? Well, we talked about ambition, but like, does it matter if they're like the best preschool teacher versus like entrepreneur? Like, does it matter where they fall in that?
I think what matters to me is like, do you love your job and are you passionate about it? Or are you coming home every day complaining about how much you hate your job and is it affecting your life in a negative way? Then that's a problem to me. But you could be a janitor and whistling through the halls and loving and living your best life. And I'd be like, go fucking seize the day.
You love that? You would date one?
I don't know.
Okay. I mean, I'm just saying. Yeah. I get what you're saying though.
Yeah. What do you think?
I mean, I agree. I think it's more or less, how are you handling your day? Are you striving to be better every day? Right? Like, I feel like we're always just never, I don't like complacency. So I feel like you could be doing whatever you're doing, but like, are you trying to?
Yeah.
Are you just happy in the rat race? Like that's, if you're complacent, I think it comes more down to that.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I'm not, which doesn't mean he has to be the same, but I prefer someone that's probably ambitious the way I am.
Yeah. We like that big ambition.
The big ambition energy.
Okay. What about you go to his house, you walk into the master bedroom and you're like, okay, this is nice. And you walk in and his closet's 3 times bigger than yours and has more clothes and shoes than you.
I mean, I dated someone like that.
And not good.
I mean, I don't love it because then I start thinking like, I don't know. If you're that fixated, I feel like that's a little like literally like 10 Hermes belts, like 40 pairs of shit. And I'm like, what? And here's the thing. The house didn't match the merchandise.
Oh, that's a problem.
So I think that's where it lied more so than him having a lot of shit. If you're like living large and then you would expect that, right? You're not going to see a little fucking closet in someone's big house. This was the opposite. It was renting and then you had all these things and I'm like, what the fuck are we doing here?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and then I realized that was a huge red flag. And then I found out he had like massive amounts of just like, he was not good with his finances, which is his prerogative. But to me, it's like, that to me is something that I would care more about, I think, than the size of the house. I mean, if you have a nice house, flex, I'm not mad. If you lead with the flex foot all the time, though, I have a problem.
Yeah. It's what are you hiding? Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah. I don't know. More simple. Like I don't know.
Yeah. So you wouldn't like that?
No, I would hate that. I would be like, you're a
What would you think that is?
It's feminine to me.
Is it? To have like too much, a lot of shit?
Feminine and also like very ego and materialistic. And it's just like so gross to me.
Yeah.
I would hate that.
What do you think that's trying to prove? Do you think it's like provey?
Validation. Yeah.
You don't think someone could just like love 10 Hermes belts in every color?
I was like, why?
I know.
No.
I agree.
Yeah. No.
All
right. What about the size of their apology?
So I feel like, yeah, this matters. It matters. I think it goes back to what we talk about, which is like, if you can't apologize at all, like maybe the size doesn't need to be over the top. I don't need flowers and balloons and like the whole fucking song and dance. But like, if you fucked up, come correct, as we always say, and like apologize.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What if it's like, I'm sorry you feel that way.
I mean, we've talked about this too. To me, that's passive aggressive as fuck and like totally discrediting. Thank you.
Yeah.
Like my feelings. So no, I hate that. Like validate that you fucked up.
Yeah.
In a timely manner. Don't use it as a leverage against me later. Like really own it, but then don't fucking bring it up again. So yeah.
All right. Well, I think we talked about size every which way, top, bottom, left, right, in the middle.
We
covered it all.
We covered
so
it
at the
all.
end of the day, size matters sometimes, but not
always.
times.
Agree. So if there's any we missed, feel free to drop them below. Thank you for tuning into our episode. If you're not following us on all platforms,
be sure to do so. Dating Exposed.
Thank you.
Thank you.